Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Toby Rosario, and today I wanted to talk about how you can add an extra two, three, five, even $6,000 on top of your assignment fee that you already have on the contract, right? And the technique is basically going back to the seller and renegotiating your price. So let's just say you have, for example, a house on the contract for $50,000. And you're trying to wholesale it for 55, right? So you're already making a $5,000 assignment fee, and what you're gonna want to do is you go back to the seller, and go renegotiate the price. You can just say, the repairs came back more than what we expected, and we need to, meet me. They're gonna be $5,000 and $10,000 more than what we expected. Can you meet me halfway? I can do $45,000. You just turned the $5,000 assignment fee to $10,000. That's huge, guys. So even if the seller, balks at you, and kind of goes back and say, no, that's too much. What if you can do 2,000? Say something like, okay, can you do 47, right? Meet me halfway. Can you do 47.5? You just added an extra $2,500 on top of your assignment fee that you already had for $5,000. Now you do that over a course of 5-10 deals. You're looking at an extra, let's just say $2,000 on every deal you go back and renegotiate. You do that across 10 deals. That's an extra 20 grand on top of your bottom line, right? So if you do that, and let's say you average 3 to 5 grand on each deal you go back to and renegotiate, that's 50 grand on 10 deals. So that's an extra 50 grand, 20 grand, 15 grand, that you can add to your revenue, to your income. Going back to the seller and renegotiating the price, right? So let's say you already have a buyer and you're making a certain amount on your assignment fee. You can go back and renegotiate the price with the seller. I always like to go back and say I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is we already closed. Bad news is I can't do 50,000. It turned out to be more than what we expected. It turned out to be $10,000 over budget. Can you meet me halfway? Can you do 45? And the worst thing that can happen, they say no, right? And you just say, okay, I'll go back to my partner, see if we can do 50, right? If they say no, then you just say, can you do 47.5? Can you do 48, 49? Worst thing they can say is no, right? You already have the deal in place. You already have the buyer in place. You already have the deal already negotiated with the seller. So worst case, you just stay at the price you in and still collect the profit. And it happens all the time because a lot of times, sometimes that is true. You go over budget as far as your price that you have it on the contract. You overvalue the property and you can't find a buyer for it, right? So you have to go back and renegotiate. And usually the seller's okay with that because they already have in their head that they're selling their property for a certain amount. So they're not gonna let the deal go for a few grand, right? They're not gonna let the deal fall through because of a discrepancy in price. I mean, unless you're coming back and saying 20,000 off the price, and obviously that's a different story. But if you go back and just say, we need to drop the price down a few grand, I'm sure they'll be okay with that. They might come back and be a little upset about that. But like I said, if they go back and make a big deal about it and say no big deal, we can do what we originally discussed. And that's it, guys. That's how you can add an extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or whatever you want. But don't get too crazy with that. Don't get greedy. It's just so you can make your assignment fees a little larger than what you already have them on the contract for.